Hey guys, it's Sasha with Rice and Raw, and this video topic is something that I'm asked about all the time. You know, how much weight will I gain when I go on a 10-10? When will this weight come off? So I want to share my experience and my advice to help you get through this awkward, terrible initial 80-10-10 stage. Now, this doesn't happen to everyone. Some people will lose weight right away. Some people will maintain weight for a while, and like me, some people will gain weight. I gained about 15 pounds originally, and half of that, a little bit more than half of that or so, was from pure binging out because I didn't have enough food originally. So this was all from crap food that was unhealthy. And then after that, I decided to really take things seriously. I started to eat enough food. I started to not go fully raw. I did more cooked food. I was predominantly a cooked 80-10-10 vegan. And I mean, even so, I might have not been fully vegan every once in a while, because transitioning, nothing's going to be perfect. No one expects you to all of a sudden go 80-10-10 overnight, fully raw, no animal products out the gate, and then never binge again. No, that's not like, that shouldn't be a goal to be perfect right away. Take the time to transition, and yes, it sucks when you're gonna fall into a binge randomly, but you're going to learn not to ever let yourself get hungry, especially in the beginning, because that will leave a window open for you to eat foods that you do not want to eat. After I started eating enough food, I gained about 5-7 pounds, and then 2 months later it came off, and then all of a sudden all this weight started coming off, and it was weird. It was that they would all come off like 5 pounds at once, and then I would plateau for a couple weeks and a couple pounds at once. And over 6 months, I lost 30 pounds. This is actually a very healthy, slow, natural weight loss. I didn't do any exercise during this time, like absolutely zero, none. No activities other than walking to class. So I actually, I found this when I was moving. This is what I wrote to myself originally when I first gained about like 10 pounds from binging out for a long time because I wasn't eating enough food. And I was having a really tough time transitioning on to 80-10-10, but I knew that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So here's a little excerpt from what I wrote to myself during accounting class. Start putting in the effort now, because it is guaranteed to pay off in the future. Don't look for instant gratification fixes, because that will only yield short-term results. Take this long-term lifestyle approach right now and just run with it. You have nothing to lose, because what would you have been doing with this time otherwise? Worrying is a waste of time. Put worrying aside and just do. Even if the physical results are slow in coming, they will be solid and reliable. You are a dynamic, interesting, good-hearted, and extremely special person. There is something wonderful about you. Regardless, you will be doing this lifestyle anyway indefinitely, so just embrace it and go with it. Physically, the you now is a result of the past thoughts and actions, and it is going to change slowly as the lag starts to catch up with your new lifestyle choices. This is actually really cool that I wrote this to myself. This just shows the mindset I was in, that I was not going to make excuses for myself. I knew deep down inside that this is the way that I should be eating, and this is the way, I believe personally that all human beings should be eating, is a high-carb vegan diet. Regardless if it's cooked or not, I don't mind. As long as it's a high-carb vegan diet, I feel like that is the best way for a human to eat. What's important is to remember that if you're gaining weight on 80-10-10, you probably have come from a past of restriction, of just dieting nonsense that has been fed to you for years and years and years, thinking you have to cut your calories, you have to cut your carbs, all of this ridiculous nonsense, this garbage that's fed to you. I've taken weird supplements to try to lose weight. I have really punished my body to try to lose weight, and I would fail all the time. So my body has been really beat up for those past years and years. Honestly, I started worrying about dieting when I was 11, and I'm sure probably every girl in America can say the same thing, that they worried about their weight and their dieting, and what they were eating around the age of 10. But there are nations where calorie restriction, carb restriction is not promoted, and those are much healthier populations where they don't have as many image issues. And also, I did write to myself some compliments. And this is a very important part, I believe, of transitioning to a healthy lifestyle, is giving yourself compliments, giving yourself patience and time, and not ever bringing yourself down. You see, I told myself how wonderful I was. And some people might say that's conceited. I say that that is healthy. That is self-esteem. That you need to even fake it till you make it with self-esteem, really. Actually, what really is helpful, and if anyone wants to try it out and then let me know their results, that would be so awesome. I'll feature you guys in a video. What I did was I would take a Post-it note and put each Post-it note on the wall for every day of the month. Label them with the days of the month. And every day I would write on the Post-it note at the top something that I wanted to challenge myself to do that day. Even the smallest thing, like just smile at one stranger today, or walk with your head held high and don't look at the ground. And it's just little things like this. And then at the end of the day, I would write something really nice to myself, like a congratulations on something you've done today, or something that you've achieved or realized today. And sometimes if I ran out of something, it would just be something that was good about me. So these achievements, of course, also could be really small. Like, congratulations, you held a conversation today. Congratulations, you studied 2 hours today, and you are that much smarter. You know, really nice things that you wouldn't normally say to yourself. Write them down, and they're going to be up on the wall for the whole month. And this took me a month and a half to 2 months. I'd start doing this when I started eating 80-10-10 properly by having more calories. I mean, I still wasn't having enough calories. I was having about 2,000 to 2,500, so I was a bit more on the lower end. So this really helps me, this little wall calendar of affirmations. And it really changed my life around. And I know affirmations work, but it's actually so hard to get yourself to go in front of a mirror every day and say something nice to yourself, because you could be sarcastic. Like, if you're writing it down, it's kind of there and it's solid and you can't change it. So you have to say something nice. And I've had people come into my room and go like, what is this? You know, my dorm room at college. And I just explained it's just an affirmation wall. You know, if they thought it was geeky or weird, you know, that's their decision. It was helping me, and that's all that mattered. I knew that I wanted to eat this way for the rest of my life. And I knew that I wanted to be healthy, and I knew that it takes time on this diet to heal your body, to then be healthy. Your body isn't trying to lose weight right away. That's not its number one goal. Your body right now is trying to heal itself, give itself enough energy, and just beautify. Like, you're going to go through weird detox symptoms. I had some really weird dry skin around my mouth for a while, and like, it was terrible. It was really odd, and it was itchy. It was almost like an allergic reaction. And you know, I would get breakouts. I mean, I still get pimples to this day. I'm not perfect, but my body just started to like disappear. My hair would not get as greasy, and things just started to all of a sudden start falling into place after 2 months. I was always a rusher. I always wanted to rush my weight loss. So I was on the elliptical for 2 hours, trying to get my calories, you know, to negative net calories a day. But don't rush weight loss, because it will always fire back if you do. I remember I would go through huge weight fluctuations. I would lose 5-10 pounds, but then I would gain 5-10-15 pounds. And I didn't have room to gain weight. So don't think that going out to 8-10-10, you need room to gain weight. Because I know a lot of girls say that they're kind of heavy right now and they just don't have any room to gain any more weight. Well, I didn't either. I hit my heaviest weight by eating 80-10-10. My body weight did get to overweight in the BMI ratio. And that was really scary for me. But I knew that there's no way you can be heavy eating carbs and keeping your fat low. once I learned the science, and once I learned about veganism and all this science behind that, there was just no turning back. So I just went with it. And it's really awkward in the beginning when you change your lifestyle completely into some wackadoo lifestyle and you're gaining weight. People are saying, oh, you're going to gain weight on all that fruit, and you're gaining weight on all that fruit. And you're like, no, but the science behind it, no, like, but Freely does this, but so-and-so does this, and everyone's lost weight, why haven't I? You need to give yourself time. It took Freely like over a year to really start losing weight. So you need to do the research for yourself. You need to arm yourself with knowledge. I watched so many YouTube videos. Pretty much I watched all of Freely and Harley's YouTube videos. I just watched as much as I could because I would be bombarded with questions and I wouldn't know how to answer them. You really need to build yourself up with a little bit more confidence by researching and knowing things. So, and anyways, enough about that. Also, so to focus on health is so important. And I remember watching a video from Freely when I was having all these issues, and she was like, get over it. Get over yourself. There's much more important, sorry, I just realized my glasses are wrong. There's much more important things to be worrying about than your weight, than, like, this is so silly. Like, live your life. Your life isn't about your weight. Your worth is not your weight. And so you should be living your life like revolving around other things, not about food. And so I focused on my studies. My grades increased dramatically. I also focused on the relationships with my friends and my family and my then love interest, who is now my boyfriend, and just being completely open and raw and candid with people and just being sincere. And I mean, I've always had trouble not keeping friendships, just keeping up with my friendships, because I'm a very quiet person and I'm very bad at time management. So when I have a lot of goals that I set for myself, it's hard for me to manage, fulfilling my goals of right now my CPA exams, my YouTube channel and all of this, and then seeing my friends and my boyfriend and my family. Like it's hard for me to juggle all of that. So that's something I'm still working on. And that, like, find things that you want to improve in yourself that have nothing to do with your body. Find things you want to improve about, like, your personality or, your actions, or just being more present in the moment. Focus on more important things, like experiencing your life and being happy. This is what life's about, is being happy and spreading love and happiness and joy. That is what life is about, not how skinny you are, not how fit and perfect and perfectly toned you are and how pretty you are and how nice your hair is and your makeup and all that. That's not what life's about. So you gotta kind of take your ego out of this a bit and let that go. My whole persona of who I was my body, was how I looked. In the beginning of college, when I was super fit and thin in college, in the beginning, I kind of revolved my entire personality around that. And I started to realize that, and I thought that was really messed up. Like I was so confident and cocky because I knew that I had a good body. And I was in college and guys were giving me attention, and I didn't even focus on who I was as a person. And I realized this my sophomore year. I'm like, who even am I? Like, what is good about me other than how pretty I am? I mean, I'm not saying that I'm pretty, but, that's all I cared about was looks. But what about my personality? Who am I? Which is kind of my theory as to why I kind of just sabotaged myself and just made myself gain all this weight, because all of a sudden I was real with people and I could just show who I was. And that's actually when my boyfriend now started to say, like, when you're at your heaviest, that's when I started to fall in love with you, because that you were completely real with me and you weren't trying to be perfect. You weren't trying to be what I wanted. You were just you. And I think that's really important to focus on, is finding yourself during this time and not basing your personality or who you are on your looks. Looks will follow, when you're being healthy, when you're eating right. And, you're going to start to be more active because you're going to have more energy. I know how hard it is to not want to focus on weight loss. I know. I've been there. that's really tough because, society today, that's a huge cornerstone of who you should be. You should be pretty, you should be thin, otherwise you're not important. And that was really ingrained in my mind. So to shift that and to challenge that within myself has been so beneficial. And to just focus on health and focus on happiness, that was really important. My goal in life is to be happy, and my goal in life isn't to be thin or to be pretty. My goal in life is to be so happy and to make others so happy. So kind of rethink this whole weight loss or dieting for weight loss. There's more important things in your life that you should be focusing on. Sorry for the long video. Good Lord. Alright guys, I'll see you later.